still. Just had this little one, bit of a change of plans today. We did start trying to go on the drain where I've been before, but a load of match anglers turned up, and we had to head off unfortunately before we even started fishing. We currently come over to a little lake. After all the wind and rain we had in Storm Dennis, we thought this was probably the best bet. So at least the water's reasonable here, it's not pumping through and chocolate brown. And yeah, I've had the rods in the water about half hour and this little thing here is ripped off with it. I'm going to get her back, get another smelt on, and fingers crossed there's something a little bit bigger out there waiting this afternoon. Just had the second one of the day, a bit bigger this one, probably twice the size of that one this morning. Still not massive, only maybe 6 or 7 pound. Josh has lost a couple unfortunately, but they seem to have had a bit of a feeding spell at the moment. We've had 2 or 3 takes in the last sort of half hour or so fingers crossed they're having a bit of a munch. I'm going to get this one back, get my rod sorted out, and hopefully Josh can get on the action as well. So I'm currently here at work, and Josh went out fishing last Friday, but when I asked him what he caught, I never got a reply. I asked him 2 or 3 times, but he just wouldn't reply to me. So all I can assume was that he had one of these. That's the works desktop. I'm going to leave that on there for him for later when he gets back in.
Yeah, no, it's a joke. It's a joke. Oh no, no, I'm not falling for it.
Honestly,
it's a joke. It is a joke.
Huh?
I'm not going to believe that. It's a joke.
Huh?
No, it's a joke.
No, it's on the computer.
I ain't falling for it. I'm not falling for it.
It's on the
I'm
computer.
not falling for it.
Look, it's saved on the desktop on the computer. I saved the file
No,
earlier today.
no, it's someone. You're actually better someone in bed.
Huh?
I bet you.
It's not anything like that. Jesus. It's just a picture of you.
What?
Huh?
I bet it. Oh. What? Actually quite good. You have to send me that one. I actually quite like that. I'm glad it. That's quite good actually. Oh, how the Did I know it was the big thing?
Right, it was about 7:30 on Tuesday the 25th of February now. I didn't get out last week because it was the kids' half term, so I had the little one at home with me all day on the Tuesday. But we're back down here now. The drain is not in great condition at all. It's probably the most colour I've seen in it all winter, to be honest, and it's got an awful lot of pull on it at the moment as well, so we'll see how it goes. Last time when the conditions were similar, albeit not quite as bad as today, we did manage a couple, so you never know, there's always a chance. I've currently got a smelt out there, a lamprey section and a mackerel tail on the third one, so some nice smelly baits for this coloured water. And yeah, it's just a matter of keeping the fingers crossed, sitting it out and see what happens now, really. I did do a little bit of lure fishing last night after work. It was we still had about an hour of light once I'd finished at 4, so I decided to try and nip into town quickly and see if I could have any little perch or zander out in there, but unfortunately there was a guy fishing under the bridge already, which was where I really wanted to be, and down behind the library it was just snag city down there. Everywhere I seemed to cast there seemed to be a new snag that had gone in, so I'm guessing it could be tree branches from all the strong winds we've had, but there was all sorts down there, so I quickly gave that up as a bad job. Did come up on the drain for probably half hour or so, managed a few little perch, nothing overly big, to be honest with you. Biggest was maybe 8 ounces or so, but at least it was a couple of fish, I suppose. So yeah, let's see how today goes. So the rods are all out and fishing already, and yeah, that's about it really. Loads of small stuff moving, so hopefully the pike will be too. Right, I'll see you in a bit, hopefully with a fish on the end. Right, well, no more than about 5 Try that again, shall we? Right. Well, no more than about 2 minutes after I just got off the camera then. I didn't even get an indication on the alarm from this one. I just saw the rod tip knocking a little bit. So I've taken all the line out of the clip, off the hanger, picked her up and hit into this one. I've just weighed her and she's gone 19.4. So a nice little start to the day. Yeah, I'm going to get a couple of quick photos, pop her back, and hopefully this is a start of another good day. Right, there we go. So I've just popped that out there. I can feel that's gone right at the bottom of the slope of where the pillars are going into the water. From what I can tell of doing a bit of drop shotting down there, there's a bit of a slope that obviously comes up off of the bottom that the posts are then set up on top of. So I've just clipped the reel up where that lead's rolled down to, and now I'm going to pop the bait back out there and it should be sat perfectly at the bottom of that slope then. There we go. It's gone down hard and there was nothing rolled either, so I can safely assume that's where I want it to be. Right. Well, it's been a very quiet day since that one earlier on today. I did have a little, I think it was a pickup. It's hard to tell with the tow that's on the water at the moment while they're pumping it off, because there's been a lot of weed and rubbish coming down all through the day. So I think I did have another pickup. It was a bit more twitchy than usual, but that just dropped it straight away. And that's been it really. I've tried casting all over the place underneath the bridges. I've tried out in open water. I've tried either side of the posts that are going down into the water, the supports for the bridge. But yeah, nothing's produced any more fish since that one earlier on today. I have just had one more cast. I'll put a fresh bit of lamprey on one of the rods. And we'll see what happens. I think it's probably going to be goodbye from me for this week. I don't think there's going to be anything more now. I never know. They've surprised me before down here, but today was going to be very tough. I could tell that right from the very start. So I'm quite happy with the result. 19.4. It's a very big pike from the drains really. And yeah, it keeps a positive run going that I've had over the last few weeks. And fingers crossed that's going to run into the weekend when I head out with Josh again. I think by the look of the weather, the amount of rainfall we're going to get through the rest of the week, we're probably going to head over to the pit again. and give that another go. I may even try and get a little bit of underwater footage over there if I can. So hopefully that will be something to look forward to. I'm going to sign off now. If you see me again, it'll be with a fish. If you don't, it'll be down the pit next weekend. See ya. Well, I've had to abandon stations about half hour early. I saw a bit of a dark cloud coming over the horizon underneath the bridge, and sure enough we got some strong winds. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that sort of heavy rain and hail. Just about managed to get everything in the car before it started, thankfully. Just got caught in the last sort of minute or so putting the net away. But yeah, that's it for this week. And I think it's going to be a pretty solid week of this from now on, from what I've seen of the weather report. So I shall see you down the pit on Sunday morning, bright and early. Bye. Right, well, as you can probably see, I'm not down on the pit as I said I was going to be. We did head down there Sunday, but it was probably the most uninspiring day's fishing I've had for a very long time. Both me and Josh didn't have a touch all day long. We were there from dawn till dusk. Tried a couple of different swims, 6 rods out all day, and nothing at all. So yeah, it was a bit of a shame, because I was hoping to end the season a little bit better than that with Josh, but that's the way it goes with fishing, I suppose. I'm currently down on the drain again now. I've just nicked a quick couple of hours after work, and I'm actually heading off to a new spot tomorrow, as I've heard of a couple of rather large fish coming out. So the last couple of Tuesday mornings I'm going to go and have a bit of a go for them and see what happens. So I've got about an hour and a half left down here, I suppose, and then I'll get the rods reeled in, go and get myself something to eat somewhere, head over to tomorrow's location, have a kip in the car, and I'll probably get going quite early tomorrow, I think. So I've got as much time as I can possibly have after these couple of fish that I've heard of on this new area. So I'm going to head off now, just have a relax for a little bit, see what happens, and I'll see you soon, hopefully with the fishing hands. Bye. Right, well, you join me basically exactly where I was last night. Well, on the other side of the bridge, but that's about it. Certainly not where I had intended to be this morning. As you probably guessed, nothing happened yesterday evening, that quick sort of couple of hours that I had. And then I headed over to this new stretch that I planned on fishing today. And on the Facebook page it said you're not supposed to be fishing, well, there's no night fishing on there, and it said it opens full fishing at 6 o'clock. So that is when I had planned to get out the car and get down on the water. About 22, quarter to 6, another car pulls up, and I couldn't see who it was, but I soon knew by the voice. It was somebody that I previously deemed as not a close friend, but a friend. So I didn't feel any need to rush about. You know, I always considered him to be a decent guy, but he basically jumped straight out the van, opened his side door, grabbed his rods, said hello, and very quickly, that is. And if he was not running, he weren't far off, in all honesty, down the bank to the exact spot that the fish had come out of that I was planning on having a go for. Obviously he's well aware of them as well, by the look of things, and you know, it's left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, in all honesty. You'd have thought somebody that you considered a reasonable friend would have kind of at least come up and said, "Oh, how are you doing? Where are you planning on fishing?" But no, he ran straight down there. All his etiquette went completely out the window, and he started getting a bit confrontational after that, to be honest. So I decided to leave him to it. I wasn't interested in going sitting down there fishing next to him, in all honesty, after the way he came up to me afterwards. So I'll leave him to it. If catching a fish is that important to him, then good luck. In all honesty, to me, I come fishing to enjoy it. Yes, we all go out and want to catch as many fish as we can, the biggest fish we can, but when it comes to losing the respect and friendship there that I've had with people, I'm not interested. So as far as I'm concerned, he can do his own thing, and I'll leave him to it from now on, to be honest. So yeah, so we're back down on the usual spot. Conditions looking quite good today, to be fair. I just hope the sun doesn't come out too brightly. It's absolutely spot on at the moment. Bit of cloud cover, a little bit of colour in the water, a little bit of movement, so fingers crossed we should have something down here today. In all honesty, it might well be my last session out. I have got the possibility of next Tuesday as well, before the season ends, but with everything that's gone on today, it's kind of taking the wind out of my sails a little bit, if I'm honest. So hopefully I'll end on a reasonable note today, and as far as my pike fishing goes, I think that will probably be it for this particular winter, and then it'll just be a matter of getting the carp rods sorted, and the cat rods, and springtime should soon be here, hopefully, and we can get onto that. So I'm just going to have a quick recast of one of my rods, get back up the top of the bank, and hopefully sit and await a take at some point this morning. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, what were looking quite promising conditions earlier on have changed rather dramatically over the last half hour or so. The sun's come out. It's rather warm, to be fair. It's very bright, and I've just had a lorry turn up opposite. I'm not too sure what they're doing, but they've got a boat, some scaffolding, a load of machinery and bits and pieces, so there's an awful lot of noise and disturbance going on in and around me at the moment. I'm going to sort of keep an eye on what they're doing. If it gets to the point where they're coming up and around the bridge that I'm on, then I shall probably head off, because there's enough disturbance as it is with what they're clattering about on the bank. So if they start getting into the water, which it looks like they're going to in a moment, they've got a little sort of fiberglass boat over there, and there's a crane on the back of the lorry bed as well. So God knows what they're going to be doing, but I'll try and get a bit of film of it so you can see what's going on. And yeah, it's just one thing after another today, it seems. I think it's just one of those days where I'd have been better off at home doing a few bits and pieces there rather than out trying to fish, but there we go. You can't have a good day every day, unfortunately. I'll see what happens, and hopefully we'll have a fish to end with today. I'm now not anywhere near as confident as I was this morning of it, with the changing conditions and now this lot on the opposite bank, but I'd like to hope that I can finish the film on some sort of a high, and we can get something on the bank. But I shall update you a bit later with whatever is happening, and I'll keep an eye on what these guys are doing opposite me. So I'm going to head off now and get a bit of footage of them. So yeah. Right, I managed to get hold of one. Little finicky take, but it's ended up in this one. It's just gone 16.3, so nice to finish on a fish. They're still putting the pontoon together across the bank from me. That's what they've ended up doing. So yeah, I'm quite surprised to get one in amongst all the disturbance, but we got there. Going to get her back in the water. She's got quite a few marks over her, so I won't be surprised if they're starting to spawn. So I'll get her back and get the rod in the water, and yeah, at least we finished on a positive.